Hi, colleagues. I thought I'd show you real quick what to do with grades, especially those of you who are new. So I'm logging on to butte.edu. So this is how to officially report your grades. So you log into MyBC, this process that hopefully is all memorized on your computer. And then what we're going to do is, here's Canvas, obviously, but we go over here to Access Web Advisor. And this is where we can do faculty stuff. So it's a double login. All right, so we have this menu on the left, and we're going to go into faculty information, and we're going to enter our grades. See, enter grades. In this left menu, enter grades. So we're going to go in for fall 17, and then we're going to click submit. And then here's all my classes I have to enter grades for. So I'll put this, click there, and I'll submit. And I haven't entered my grades yet. So you'll enter your grade here. I think Kelly got an A. And it's real quick. You just click this and you click which one. Now, if they get an incomplete, you have to fill in an incomplete contract with them. Send me an email if you have anybody that you're going to do an incomplete with. And if you have a fail withdrawal, that's somebody who stopped showing up to class. They didn't keep showing up to class and fail. They actually stopped showing up to class at a certain point that was past the halfway census date. We can still drop people after the census date, but let's say Kelly got a fail withdrawal. In order for me to actually submit my grades down here, they won't let me unless I put in a date for her fail withdrawal. And you can see you have to put the month, date, and the year. So I would have to put in, say, 11/05/2017 or whatever the date that she stopped attending. And that's why she failed, is because she stopped attending. Now, it's a real art to keep a roster to the point where you have few to no fail withdrawals, just a couple fail withdrawals, because it's challenging to continually be dropping students and figure out when to drop students and give them enough time to show back up and all that kind of stuff. And so hence the fail withdrawal. And students can retake fail withdrawal students for a new grade. They can also take F for a new grade. But anyway, sometimes I have in the past, I have to work really hard on this, but fail withdrawal students who stopped showing up the first month of school or something because I didn't drop them on the roster. And sometimes that happens because it's okay. It's just something we want to try to avoid. Sometimes that happens because, let's fix this because Kelly got an A. All right, and now I'm going to click submit. Okay, and it's just going to record her one grade, right? But I've got to do everybody else's, and we've only got 2 days left, so we got to jam on it. And they're doing maintenance too, so when you happen to log in to do it, so pressure's on at this point. And after this, we can still enter grades, but we're going to have to go ask for it to be opened, and so everybody will know we didn't enter the grades in the admin. And of course, their job is to watch that we dot all the I's. So this is the SLO brief reflection, student learning outcome brief reflection. I'm going to write one right here for Psych 1. I'm going to sit here and think about it a second. Now, usually I try to keep my prior brief reflections, like what I wrote last semester about Psych 1 and what I wrote somewhere in a file, so that I can draw on that. What I said I wanted to change this semester, last semester in my SLO. This is a reflection on the course and how students are doing in the course. This semester, to respond to my goal, my SLO goal from last semester, I significantly strengthened the lectures and assignments on the sensation and perception unit, as well as the cognitive portion of the course. Those are 2 areas that I didn't cover well enough last semester, I'm always not covering something well enough. So that's one thing that I speak to. And, so, this is basically where we make commentary that happens in our own head about changes we want to make, but we often don't articulate those. And we're just basically articulating those. That's why it's handy to have a copy of last year's in a file so that you can directly respond to it. But since I've been only teaching Psych 1 lately, I remember. If I had multiple courses, it would be harder for me to remember. So my sensation and perception units were weak. Student understanding, let's see, student learning, let's use that word instead. In these sections improved considerably as evidenced by their quiz and assignment scores, as well as the sophistication of their discussions on the topics. I consider this SLO kind of weak. It's passable. I would give it a C, but I think we're still learning how to really do SLOs. It's a real interesting thing to untangle how to report SLOs, but I certainly think it fits the bill of what we need to do. Now, what do I want to do next semester? There's, of course, 100 things I want to do differently next semester, just like you guys are, not 100, but a few, and some of them don't really match or bear repeating here, but or discussion here, but let me see if I can think of something that specifically does. Okay. To enhance learning. One thing I want to mention is that I also included Camtasia video lectures for the first time in the online classes, and that, which I haven't measured, I have not measured the impact of this, but I plan to next semester. What else do I want to do next semester? I also want to continue to enhance the cognition section, and perhaps make that a sub-theme for all the units. And we as a department, Brandon, I'm so excited you're doing this, are also working on a I'm so excited you're doing this. I really want to participate in helping with this. On a integrated learning platform, Q&A learning platform that we believe will enhance student retention and works along the structures, or aligns with the structures of cognitive load. Fancy talk just for fun. Just to show them we know what we're talking about in psychology. Yeah. Okay, so there's my little SLO. I'm going to copy paste it and really, you can be bumped off, right? So submit. Boom. I really like Evernote. That's where I like to keep my notes. It's a new program I'm opening up here that's going to pop up here. At least it should. Okay, remind me later. Always a new version. Always a new version. Okay, this is my SLO Reflections 2018. I'll just keep them all here until I can find my file on it. So 2017, fall 2017, Sci 1, and we're going to paste it here. This is a great program, free, awesome, keeps all kinds of notes, and it's just cool. Okay, so I learned about it from Dan Barnett. Hey Dan, I've been using this ever since. It's an awesome program, Evernote. Okay, so there's my SLO reflection for Psych 1. Remember to click submit and remember to click OK. After submit, click OK. All right, then royal pain in the butt. We have to go all the way back to enter grades, fall 17, submit. It just took me all the way out. I was doing this one, open it up, and here's my grade. Here's my SLO. And you will not be able to finish submitting your grades until you write that little SLO, right? Which is, how the student, a comment on how the students did and how they did in their learning and how you want to enhance their learning in and there's always areas where we're like, I need to, you just want to write about that, okay? So here we are. This is final grading. So let's click submit and OK again. And then you got to go back into enter grades to do my next class. Pain, but that's how it is. So this is final grade submission. And you can change a grade in this until the deadline date, which is the 28th. I'm sorry I'm so late getting this to you. This is the next class, and I got to write, I'll just copy paste my SLO in here. See, same SLO, it's the same class, Psych 1, another section. So ta-da. So then I'll enter all my grades and submit. And I'm just going to go ahead and submit that so I save the SLO section. Okay, so you can change the grades until this 28th. And you can change grades afterwards verbally by calling Mike's station and calling in a favor, right? Oh, Mike. And sometimes they leave it open for a few days after. But if you don't want to be on again, I'm in the MyBC. I'm going over here to Access Web Advisor and Faculty Information, enter grades. Okay, and then you can see up here, view roster, enter drops. You can see doing an early alert submission, although that always changes, so I got to get an update on that, on how they really want that done. Okay, so here we are doing our grades. Okay, so that's that. Now, your grade justifications, which is the paperwork that shows how you came up with that grade, those have to be submitted with details, and I'll do another Camtasia on that. Those you send to Wendy, our new department secretary, and you don't need to worry. Those aren't as urgent in terms of the deadline because the whole office is closed until January 3rd, I think, so nobody's even going to look at them till January 3rd. So you really have till then to get those justifications finished, and I'll do a Camtasia for you on that pretty soon, okay? I mean, like really, really soon, because I know this one even is a little bit late. Oh, sorry to confuse you with all these things. I'm just bringing up Windows to try to figure out how to stop this program. Stop recording. Thanks, everybody.